Maddie knew who she was from a very early age. For as long as Maddie could remember, everybody loved her. She never knew exactly what it was. She just knew that she had something special. Something intangible, something immeasurable. And it gave her confidence.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, if you couldn't already tell, video is going to be a little different. I just want to catch you up on a few things, if you will. When I was a little girl, I loved to model for the camera. My mom or my grandma always had a camera and they were always taking pictures of me, so I loved to model dresses or with props or with dolls or with decorations, whatever it was. I'm down to take a photo. And I feel like that really resonates with who I am today, if any of you know me. Um, and if you don't, now you know. Now you know that. I feel like I really resonated with Maddie from Euphoria. And like that's why I put that at the beginning, because that literally, I feel like that describes me. If you go on to like listen to the rest of that as well, like it continues to describe me. Like I was in pageants as well. I feel like it just describes me perfectly. I also loved to edit videos together and make collages of me and my friends and have photo shoots on CamWow and Retrika. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I've always loved to take photos and make little edits of things. Hello, person watching this. I also love to make Video Star. Now, if you had Video Star, I already know that we could be friends. I feel like it developed something in me. Um, I feel like that's one of like the main reasons I love like video editing. So yeah, if you had a Video Star phase, then we're already like this.
As long as skies are blue. Why don't you rock the boat and make a mess?
My best friend Ellie and I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I mean, and we did. It was called Me Together because Mackenzie and Ellie, and then like we were together, like we were best friends, you know. A lot of those clips you saw were from, or are seeing right now, are from that. And I would just record videos of me and my friends, or just me, like my life was a TV show. And I was gonna put it on YouTube one day. Like everything I've ever made was probably at one point intended to be like in a vlog or a edit or something somewhere. I just haven't gotten around to it, and I have like over 100,000 photos and videos and stuff. So yeah, I just feel like maybe I was meant to be a YouTuber. Maybe little me was on to something. Like I said, maybe I knew who I was from a very early age. So fast forward to high school, I still love to edit and I still love to record. I got a camera, which I'm using right now, and I started recording a lot of things and taking photos and started back up my own YouTube channel, and that's where you are currently. So if you scroll back, not that far because I don't have that many videos, but you can find them. Um, Videos when I was in high school, and I just have always had this little inkling. I don't know. That's what we're gonna call it. So here I am, full force following that right now, today. But let me give you a little backtrack on the past 3 years. So graduated high school, right? Had so much fun, had a whole group of friends, went to Ohio State, main campus down in Columbus. Chose my roommate over like Facebook roommate 20 class of 2025 or 2024, whatever, roommate search. You know what I'm talking about if you ever went to school. or college. Well, I feel like this is one of my crucial moments in life that I fucked up. And to any of my roommates that are watching this, we all know that we're better now. No hate, no harm, no foul now. I just feel like at the time it was just okay, let me get to it. Me and this girl chose each other, and then we got put in a dorm with two other girls. There's four of us, and it was just like a shitty. I felt like we were living in two shoeboxes, like put together, with a bathroom this size attached onto it. It was just no. And I would say that we were all pretty like high maintenance. So for like four high maintenance girls, kind of just not a good room. I felt like I was in Mean Girls, like sometimes like dead ass. I like don't know what it was that I did or if it was because of like my ex-boyfriend or like they didn't like I know that they didn't like him, but they were so mean to me. Like especially my roommate, which like I said, if you're watching this, but at the time, I was just so like, I just wanted them to like me and I wanted to get along with my roommates, like I wanted to make good friends in college and they were just all sorority girls and that wasn't really me. Like they all went and rushed. And that's just like not who I am. But like there's nothing wrong with that either. Like them wanting to do that. Yeah, we just didn't have that many similarities when it came down to it. And so I feel like that was a pivotal moment because I feel like in your first year of college you meet those crucial people and maybe your lifelong friends. Well, I kind of treated back to my home roots. Like I would come home every weekend because I was just depressed and I would ask my friends to come down there or, I wanted to be with the people that liked me and I liked them and like I didn't feel like I was walking on eggshells around them. So I feel like that was like a huge moment I missed for finding like a new group of people. So that's one of the things I like regret and I wish I could go back and change, but we can't. Yeah, I feel like that is a very important decision to make when you're going into college. Like, make sure that it's going to be somebody that you like, like that you're actually going to get along with. I thought, and that's the thing is, like, I thought that I got to know her pretty well, but I think it's hard to really tell, like, just over the phone. Like, it's different when you live with somebody. But yeah, I was depressed and school was insanely hard. I went for zoology and I already had my associate's degree. So, like, I got my associate's degree graduating high school at the same time, pretty much. So then I'm like 2 years ahead of the girls, like, that I was in a dorm with. I was like into more of like the harder classes that are more major focused. So, eh, it was difficult getting good grades and like being depressed and stressed out and feeling like uncomfortable in your own room. Okay, so right around the same time where I'm like, I can't live in this dorm anymore, right? Well, at the same time, I posted a TikTok, a lot of you probably know of it, of Ross Lynch. I like met him on High Street because he was there, his band performing. And it blew up on TikTok. It got like 3 million plus views or whatever. And so I got like 15,000 followers from that. So I was like, I'm gonna milk this shit, right? Like, this is what I wanted to do. Hell yeah. Like, that could have just been my, not breaking point, but like just a good startup for me. I start posting TikToks a lot more. Like, I'm making better content. People are getting more engaged. And I'm like, getting a few brand deals here and there. I'm like, maybe I could do this. Like, maybe I could really do this. So that is when me and Ellie like talked about it and we decided that we were gonna look for an apartment in Columbus and she was gonna transfer down to main campus. And we move in December 1st, 2021. I told my roommates that I'm moving out. Like I literally just showed up one day, I was like, I'm moving out, I can't do this. And literally got all my shit out in like 2 hours and left. If you never listen to anything I say again, just listen to this. When they say, don't live with your best friend, they mean it. Don't live with your best friend. I could have swore to you that we could be around each other for 20 days at a time and it would be fine. Like, we've been friends since we were 4 or 5. Like, we're good. But after 16 years of friendship, you learn your lesson when we move in, and everything was great at first. Living with like Ellie, my best friend, like I thought, we were having fun, and Ellie modeled, and I also love to model, so I was like, I don't have the height, but I'm in. Like, take me with you to where you go, or like, give me some ins with you. And so she helped me like get started into that, and I was having a blast. Spring semester starts back up like mid-January. Like first week of February, one of Ellie's exes invited us out to Phoenix, Arizona, and said that, like he would buy our flights. Okay, I'm there. I'm in Ohio, middle of February. You're buying the flights. I'll fly to Arizona to be warm. Hell yeah.
Flexing on that bitch. Hold up. About a necklace on that bitch. Hold up. Her friend don't lick me like a freak. Roll up.
Feeling a little
She
nervous.
and her feelings on the ground.
One thing about music, when it hits you, feel no pain. And I swear I got this shit that make these bitches go insane. So they tell me that they love me, I know better than that. It's just game, it's just what comes with the fame. And I'm ready for that, I'm just saying, but I really can't complain. Everything is kosher, 2 thumbs up, Eva and Roper. I really can't see the end getting any closer, but I'll probably still be the man when everything is over. So I'm riding through the city with my high beams on. Can you see me? Can you see me? Get your Visine on. Y'all just do not fit the picture. Turn your widescreen on. If you thinking I'ma quit before I die, dream on. Man, they treat me like a legend. Am I really this cold? I'm really too young to be feeling this old. It's about time you admit it. Who you kidding? Man, nobody's ever done it like I did it.
10 bad bitches in a match. Wrist on Millie Rock, no diamonds on me dancing. When you working hard.
We had a great time. So fun. We were making content then as well, and like I feel like we were like, you know what, we could literally like do this. Like we can do this. Get back, and we've missed a week of school, and like we're just all like behind on things, and I decided to put all my like zoology, veterinary classes on the back burner and do like add a film minor. And then I was taking classes like just for that. Like I was taking the easiest classes anyway. And then if Ellie would say like, "Oh, I don't feel like going today," then I would be like, "Oh, I don't feel like going today either. Like I don't want to go without you," because we would go to like photography class together. There would be days I had another class in person and I would go, but I feel like at some point clicked in my head and was like, maybe your route doesn't have to be school. Maybe that's not your direction. I feel like I always had really good grades, and so I wasn't giving it my like 100% effort, like full force, I'm gonna get an A on this. It was either like all or nothing. Like I wasn't just gonna half-ass it. Like I'm either gonna do it and do it right or not at all. I kind of just like I like just stopped going to school and stopped turning in my assignments, and like that's just so not like me. But I felt no anxiety about it. I don't know, it just felt like something bigger was coming. After that, I feel like maybe is when things kind of got like rocky in the apartment and between Ellie and I, and which is really sad and unfortunate because we were just young, and I feel like best friends shouldn't live together. We went on a road trip out west for 2 weeks in the beginning of June 2022. I mean, we had so much fun. Like, it was gorgeous. It was amazing. I got to go to LA for the first time. Went to Utah. I went to the Lonely Ghost store. Like, we saw so much and did so much, and it was like a bucket list road trip of mine. I also did it in my car, which is pretty cool.
Think up, don't think about it too much, too much. drinking hazel. Was it the other way? Was it the other way? Spring now, come on, chill with me. I got your favorite show, we got it on my TV. But we don't have to watch that, no. I'll turn off the radio. So won't you pick up? Then we can link up. It's not a hookup. Don't think about it too much, too much. You just need to pick up. Then we can link up. Don't think about it too much, too much.
But when we got back, things were just different between Ellie and I. And she was going through a lot of hard things at the time. And I mean, so was I, but Ellie ended up moving out like suddenly. And I feel like at that time it felt like my world like turned upside down like that. I then was like just so sad. I couldn't be alone. And everything went downhill. Let's just say I ended up with like no friends, like not a single friend. Um, I was literally devastated. I was most devastated about Ellie. Like, I felt like she was my soulmate in a friend way. Like, she felt like a family member to me or like a sister to me. I just never even imagined a future like where she wasn't in it. Period. I literally was so depressed. I could not leave my bed. 4 weeks. I started losing hair. I started having bloody noses. My gums got infected. My kidney stones flared up. I have 8 kidney stones, by the way, if you didn't know that. Just all my health, including my mental, just went down the drain. I then started going to therapy. Shout out to my therapist. I freaking love you. I recommend that you go to therapy, even if even if you don't think that you're like traumatized in any way or like necessarily need it. I love it. It's important that you find one that you like. Anyway, I was super depressed still. Like, I cried every single day. Like literally every day, probably. My parents like were scared. Like, they were like, do we need to like check her into a hospital somewhere? Like, it was really bad. And I just felt like my whole world turned upside down. Like, it felt like Ellie and I were like, let's do this content thing together. Like, we both were like, let's drop out of school. And then, like, I was just left, it was just really felt like abandonment. It took me a long time to like bounce back from that. And like, I still feel like I'm in that process, honestly, sometimes. And it's literally been like 2 years, almost 3 years. I miss her all the time. I probably think about her every 10 minutes. I just try to look at it in a positive way now. Like, I'm glad it happened. But yeah, don't move in with your best friends. Like, if you've known them forever, no. Like, if you find a roommate and that they happen to become your bestie, great. But vice versa, don't recommend. Hey guys, so I know that you didn't get a break, but I did in between this clip and the last one. It's been 3 months. I've tried to record like the second part of this like 3 times. One time my camera kept dying, second time I was out of focus the whole time, so that's great. So here we are, 3 months later, and I'm finally finishing this video. I'm wearing the same shirt for you guys though. Let's get back into it. So after that, like I said, I had like no friends. One of my friends, one of my best friends, so I thought literally was like threatening me like to beat my ass. Like crazy shit. That was funny. So fast forward through fall of like 2022, that's when I was like down for the count. Spring of 2023, I remember in March, I started getting comments on my TikToks from like fake accounts or like accounts with no profile photo or name, and they were saying things like, oh dude, I wish I could find the screenshots of them. One of them was like, you were such a bitch that you had to move back to mommy and daddy's house, or you had to run back to mommy and daddy's house. And I literally was like, little do these people know, like, while they were commenting this stuff, I was ready to end it. So they weren't really helping. And there was like somebody else who, like, there was like, I mean, I got like 5 comments at least on my TikTok, like, about this situation, I guess. And I was like, who, like, what one of my like ex-friends or like who like is out to get me? Because like I am so miserable. I think about this all the time, and then now I have people like in my TikTok comments like rubbing it in my face. Thank you so much. Love that. So shout out to like the literal online bullies. Like, what the fuck? And it was like, one of them was like PHS, or like up from my high school like account, and I was like, who the fuck's little brother is like in my comments like hating on me right now? It was so silly. That was in like the spring of 2023, and in, I think it was beginning of June 2023, I was working at Palm Beach Tan since I turned 18 in high school. I literally was so down bad that I was late everywhere I went. I was depressed everywhere I went, and I was like late a few times to work. And we also got a new manager who just did not like me. And I swear was out to get me. It felt like, at least. She also had no sympathy for anything that I was going through at all. So that didn't help. If it was my old manager, I would have been fine. I never had a single problem with another manager except for this one. And like I said, she literally hated me, even though I never did anything to her. Yeah, so then she fired me. Yeah, lost my job at Palm Beach, and literally was like, what the fuck am I gonna do? That's when this kid that I talked to, that I met at college in the fall of 2021, around this time in like the summer of 2023, we weren't really like talking, and he was like, hey, this kid that I went to high school with posted something on his story about going to a treehouse resort in the middle of the Dominican Republic jungle for 2 months. If you're interested in photography or videography, he's looking for someone to go. I don't know what made me think it was a good idea. I guess because I literally was like, fuck it, I literally hate my life right now and don't have a single plan. I'll move to the jungle with a random stranger that I've never met before for 2 months. What could go wrong? So then that is where Blake came along, and that is how I met Blake. I messaged him on Instagram, and don't let him fool you. He actually DM'd me on Instagram first back in like 2018 with the cheesiest pickup line. He ended up getting my Snapchat out of it, so shout out to him. But literally did not remember this kid or like know of him again until 2023. I slide up on his story and I'm like, me. That's when we started like Snapchatting and like kind of talking details, and like we didn't really talk that much. He was living in his van, or he was doing van life in the Outer Banks at the time during the summer of 2023. And then he was gonna be home for like 1 week in August. And then he was gonna leave again in the van to go to Wisconsin to work as a photographer at a whitewater rafting resort. That was gonna be for like a few months, and then we were planning on going to the Dominican in like November, December. So while he was home for a week, I met up with him, and I made Amanda, my friend at the time, go with me. Him and I both knew that day that there was more between us, for sure. We hung out the next day again. We went on like a date to like a lookout spot. I met his whole family the next day, on the third day that I knew him. And then we hung out every day that he was home. And then he left for Wisconsin. He was there for like 2 weeks. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm driving to Wisconsin. So I drove like 6 hours to Wisconsin, and I stayed up there in the van with him for 3 weeks. After that, it didn't end up that we could go to the Dominican in November, December. We ended up going January 10th to March 6th.
and it was the best 2 months. I'm gonna have a video coming out very soon of our whole trip in Dominican, and you'll see exactly what I mean. My pizza's done, hang on. I just realized that whole time that I didn't even have the microphone recording going, so that's good. The rest of that year, we decided to really start marketing the Do You brand, our clothing brand, Blake's clothing brand. We started an Instagram for it, and we made a bunch of new designs and kind of like rebranded a little bit. And then we went on a road trip in the summer last year, like a month long. And we went down the East Coast. We went to Washington, D.C., Outer Banks, Charleston, Daytona, Madeira Beach. Then we went to Nashville, where my grandparents live, and we were with my family for a weekend that I haven't seen in years, so that was super nice. And then after that, we were back in Ohio for the remaining months. In November, I got a job with the treehouse that we stayed at in the Dominican, and I currently run their social media accounts, and I also do their influencer marketing kind of thing. So our plan is like invite a bunch of influencers out and have them post and give us content, and then that, you know, reaches their followers and we get more exposure and reach that way, and, you know, we get bookings at the treehouse. So that's my job there, and I edit videos and make all the posts and everything, so that's pretty fun, and I've been doing that since November. Now, early December, Blake broke up with me. I was shattered. We were just going through like a rough patch, and we spent about a month and a half apart. It was difficult, but I feel like it was needed. In that time, I actually, believe it or not, got to see Ellie again. She invited me out to hang out on New Year's Eve, which was the biggest shock of my life. Actually, I recorded the first part of this on New Year's Eve, and then that very night she invited me out to Columbus because she was in Ohio. And so yeah, I feel like that actually like healed multiple things in me, like gave me like kind of closure that she doesn't hate me and like maybe still misses me or thinks of me from every now and then. But yeah, that was crazy. I was literally sitting right here with my mom and my little brother ready to watch the ball drop, and she texted me, and I was like, well, thank God my makeup is already done. Went back to my dad's house where I was just a couple hours prior because I was filming that. Put some clothes on, booked it to Columbus, and saw Ellie and Anna and a bunch of my guy friends that I hadn't seen literally since, I call it the breakup. Or the divorce, actually. Call me and Ellie's like friendship, breakup, the divorce. I haven't seen any of them since then. Meanwhile, my current best friend at the time, she got a boyfriend and stopped talking to me. Ghosted me completely right when I needed her, right when my boyfriend broke up with me, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So then I was all alone once again, no friends, not a boyfriend, literally just my family for the whole month of December and this January, well, half of January. I was like, fuck this, fuck Ohio, fuck everything. I'm gonna do what I want to do because YOLO. Like, I only live once, and I've been talking about it. I've wanted to do it. I'm gonna move to Los Angeles. I've always wanted to live in Los Angeles. I'm gonna move to Los Angeles. So I literally I joined roommate search pages. I was looking at apartments, and I was looking at prices. I was budgeting. I was planning out like how much money I'm gonna need by X date if I want to leave by this date, and I was freaking ready to go. Look how freaking good this looks. So good. And I also started going back to therapy in that time because I hadn't gone since I got back from the Dominican Republic. So I hadn't gone for like a whole year, or like 10 months. So when Blake broke up with me, I was like, hello, yeah, I need to come back like 5 minutes ago. And it was like a Friday that happened, and she got me in on like that Monday, so shout out to her. Then Blake and I, you know, we love each other, and like I feel like we both really do feel like we're soulmates. So we were like, let's fucking work this out, and we're gonna work on it. And we got back together, and we're together right now. But last week, today is Monday, so yeah, last Tuesday, Blake left to go to Alaska for 6 months. So, left without me. And he applied to do that while we were broken up. I think that even though I'm gonna miss him a lot, and when we were like dating before we took a little bit of a break, we were like inseparable and we spent so much time together. So I feel like this is gonna give us a good chance to still grow as individuals while growing in a relationship. And honestly, when Blake and I got back together, I was a little sad because I was like, fuck, I just started like chasing my own dreams. I'm gonna go to Los Angeles. I'm gonna make this shit happen. Fuck everybody else. I'm gonna do what I want. And then now I'm back with Blake, and so now, but he's going to Alaska, so I can have time to do what I want to do still. So it's March 31st at 5:30 p.m. right now, and I plan on being in Los Angeles beginning of June. I'm hoping June 1st, but I will be, mark my words, I will be living in Los Angeles before July 1st. I am so excited. I've already got like a few girls I've been talking to like maybe potentially be roommates with, and I am looking for someone who's creative and fun, but also like has their own life and has a job, and also maybe someone who's like from the area so they can show me around and introduce me to people they know. And yeah, I'm looking for someone creative as well so that they want to be in my videos and photos and don't get mad when I have a photo shoot at 2 a.m. in the morning randomly, or am making a TikTok in the living room, you know. Can't be having that. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get roommates. I'm excited to live on my own again and feel like an adult and feel like I'm actually progressing in some way. Just like living at home in your small hometown, it's hard to feel like you're going in any direction of life that you want to when you just still live where you have your whole life and you don't want to do that. Yeah, I guess that's where I'm at currently. I have been still working for the treehouse, and I've been watching my stepsister's kids in the morning. I have to wake up at like 4:50 a.m. to go over there, and then I'm done at like 12:45 every day. But that sucks because I hate waking up early. I'm also not the biggest kid person. I like kids, I like them. I'm just not the hugest kid person, babysitter person, but like I'm responsible, and obviously like, okay, that sounds bad. I'm just gonna stop talking. Anyway, that's what I've been doing to save my money, make some money before I go to Los Angeles. But yeah, that is the plan, guys, and I'm excited to finally have this filmed and it's in focus. I can see it's in focus right now. Thank you to my brother for helping me get it in focus. I think that's all. I am going to be posting a lot more videos, a lot more frequently. I'm going to vlog my entire move to LA, and then I want to be like consistent on YouTube after that. Yeah. I hope you guys loved this little update. I'm doing so good now. You know, everybody has their bad days, and I definitely still feel the depression and feel those feelings from time to time. Definitely still struggle with that here and there, but I think that overall I'm headed in the right direction, the direction I want to go, and I'm going to do what I want to do, and I am going to move to Los Angeles. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, maybe like turn on post notifications, so next time I post a video you'll get notified right away. And like this video. So yeah, I hope you guys have a little bit better of an understanding my life these past 3 years, and I'm excited to share it with you consistently from here on out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.